Ladies, gentlemen, and other esteemed guests of YouTube, welcome or welcome back to the Jack of All States YouTube channel. And today, I am going to tell you guys a story and my own opinions of my dissatisfaction with the Norwegian immigration system and how I was deported from this Nordic snobby country. Let's go. Sorry. Let's go! Quick disclaimer, Norway, nor Norwegian people are intuitively snobby, right? But your immigration system is, and clearly, I'm still a little bit salty about this whole experience. So without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and talk about these guys right here and why their whole immigration system is that.
It sucks. I've been up for many hours. I'm super tired, but I gotta stay awake to make sure I don't miss this flight. I see which gate I'm on.
So that's me on the ground at the London Stansted Airport, approximately 10:30 p.m. Right? Now, I'm a budget traveler. I'm not somebody who's gonna spend all their euros on a little airport hotel room that, frankly, I don't see myself getting the value of all the euros out of, right? So I am gonna prefer this ground. Look at my withered, weathered, decrepit face, right? Tired and exhausted from the anguish of traveling, just wanting to get to my destination of Norway. Right, so I'm in the Stansted Airport. As you can see, I'm starting myself off with an absolute banger of a breakfast. Shout out to the English. They don't get a lot of love for their food, but man, their English breakfast is particularly delicious, right? So here I am in a Witherspoons, yeah? And look at that English breakfast. Oh my God, it is gorgeous. And of course, I had to wash it down with a 4:30 a.m. Guinness. Come on, lads, get in there, right? Split the G, it felt great. At the point of me recording these videos, I had been in Morocco for a couple months. Lovely country, right? Culturally, just not as close to what I'm used to here in America as I am in Britain. So thank God, thank goodness for this English breakfast and this Guinness, right? But enough of that. Let me show you guys, right? So I was going from London, England, right? Across the North Sea to Oslo, Norway, right? Not too far of a trip. Certainly an easy trip to do, especially with the prices that Ryanair will give you. So here I am, right? Why am I there? Or why am I going there, you may ask? Well, take a look at this. I'm going to build some boats. Yes. Am I a professional boat builder by trade? No, I'm not. But am I a volunteer and an altruistic man in my heart? Yes, I am. So I'm going to Norway to help build some boats through a volunteer program, internationally accredited, no BS, completely legitimate. Look it up, worldpackers.com, right? So I get to the airport at 10:30 in the morning, right? 10:30 a.m. Oslo, Norwegian time, right? I am greeted by these pseudo-minimalist immigration ports and these hallways that have these nice earthy/stone tones, and I'm thinking, mwah, I am in a land with lots and lots of taxes, but really good public services. Oh, I can't wait to use my time and enjoy it here, right? So, here I am walking to the immigration office. Sorry, not office. Walking to the immigration station. I say hello to the lady. She says hello back to me in a Norwegian accent, which to me kind of sounds like midway between German and English, but I'm sure that's a horrible way to describe it if you actually ask any Norwegian person. And this lovely Norwegian woman asks me, why are you coming to Norway? And to that I say, well, ma'am, because I'm an honest man, I will tell you I'm here to build boats. And she looks at me perplexed and she says, to build boats? We don't usually have people that come here to build boats. Well, Norway, goddamn, you guys share a border with Russia. I mean, somebody's got to help your navy, am I right? I mean, might as well let a nice volunteer like myself just help build some boats in your country. So I explained to her, you know, this is my World Packers thing. I am here to build boats. And she says to me, oh, okay, I need to check something. Just wait here for a couple of minutes. You should be fine. So she goes, put me in a chair right next to the immigration station. And I sit there not for 2 minutes, but for 30. And by the time my time in little timeout chair, yeah, say that 3 times fast, is over, Everybody else in the line for immigration is gone. They are in the country enjoying their stay in nice, beautiful, cold Norway, right? I am here with 2 police officers in front of me now, okay? Now, the Norwegians, I will say, I did not get a particularly robust sample size of you guys. However, smile more, a little cold, you know? I get it, you're police officers. But geez, man, you're already scary enough. I mean, at least flash one of them smiles, right? You guys drink the most coffee out of any country in the world per capita. At least that's what I read one time. So you could at least, you know, use that energy to, you know, smile, make people feel welcome. But I digress, right? The police officers take me into a room. Look at this room. Look at this guy sitting at his desk, searching me up in his criminal database, right? And they ask me, they have the balls to ask me, which is completely within their right, and they should absolutely be doing this. They say, so you're here to build boats? And I once again say, yes, I will show you. I show them my World Packers thing. Yes, I'm here to build boats. And they say, are you a professional boat builder? I say, no, I'm not a professional boat builder. But damn, I'm trying to learn. And they say, well, it's the right thing to tell the truth. And we are glad that you told the truth. And you are a good man for that. But you are here to build boats. And you are receiving compensation in the form of food and shelter. But I say, sir, I'm not getting paid. Like, I'm not getting paid to build these boats. This is completely volunteer work. He says, according to Norwegian law, if you are getting paid in the form of food or housing, that still counts, and you need a work visa to come in this country. Boom. What? A work visa? As an American, aren't I entitled to travel anywhere in the world with my passport? Just kidding. That was a joke. Don't take it seriously. This I was not aware of, right? Nowhere on World Packers did it advertise that I needed a work visa to work on these boats in Norway. However, I suppose I sort of should have known. But listen, I'm young. I'm a young guy. I've traveled a lot, but not to go build boats, right? Long story short, they put me back in this holding cell, right? I call my mother frantically on the phone. Mother, please rescue me. No, more so like, Mom, what the heck do I do when I'm about to get deported? Well, we try to talk out the logistics, me and my mom, but before we can, they take me back, right? This woman takes me back, and she records my damn fingerprints and my headshot. Wow, I am a criminal in the Norwegian database. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? Look, here is my certificate of deportation to prove it. Look at that. That is insane. Insane. And I will say they are completely justified for doing this, but I'm a criminal. I can't believe it, right? So anyway, they put me in this holding cell right here. Well, here's my crib for the next whoever knows how long. Yeah, looks like I'm getting deported from Norway. Not what I expected, not what I wanted, but at least it's a cool story to tell. I am bummed, though. Clearly having the time of my life, right? Anywho, after they're done with me in my holding cell as my little slap on the wrist punishment, right? They say, well, you know, you don't have that much time in our country. We are putting you back on a flight to England soon. But you can explore the airport for 4 hours. And though I'm defeated on the inside, though my heart is crushed, I was supposed to be in Norway for 10 days helping build boats. I was going to come out of this thing, right, with an appreciation for gloomy, dreary weather, an appreciation for 6'4" muscular strikers who are really good at scoring goals in the Premier League. I was going to come out of this with an appreciation for military bases hidden in the mountains, all of that stuff, right? And while I'm glad and I love the colors of the red, white, and blue, man, I was going to appreciate them in a whole new way. I was going to see a Nordic cross, and I was going to love it. But alas, none of that was the case. So how did I spend my 4 hours in the airport before I was deported back to England? Well, you see, I found these little candy bars. They looked like Kit Kats, and what are they called? Let's see, Kvikk Lunsj. Man, these things were good. Tasted a little different, probably because they don't have enough toxic chemicals that I'm used to with an American diet, right? And you know, I had a little photo shoot in the airport. Yeah, I took some pictures. I did buy a Lego Star Wars set, got to play with that. That rocked. But yeah, not super ideal. And then right before I got back on the plane, I was escorted, because at this point I was basically a celebrity within the Norwegian police force. I was escorted by a Norwegian police officer. And right before I get on the plane, I turned to this man and I asked him, "Hey man, I'm getting deported from your country for being an honest man. Can I at least take a selfie with you?" And he looks at me and he says, "You know what? I think that sounds reasonable." And we take this selfie. What a friend, right? What a friend. What a friend. What a lad. What a friend. He was a good man for that. Thank you, sir. So yeah, anyway, I get back to London, defeated, but unlike the first time I was in Stansted, I did indeed pay for a hotel this time. Yeah, and you know what? It felt good, because sometimes money is meant to be spent, especially if you're getting deported. And I saw these very cute bunnies. Ladies and gentlemen and esteemed viewers, thank you so much for watching the Jack of All Trades YouTube channel and for tuning into the story. I hope that you guys like this style of content, and I hope to be doing more stories of my illustrious and wondrous, fantastical and magical travels. Jack of all states, out!